Today, I would like to talk to you about the changes within the North Carolina Child Care Subsidy Program of North Carolina that took place October 2014. The subsidy program is intended for parents who are working, seeking employment, or in school. The Child Care Subsidy Program helps children from low-income working families attend high-quality early education programs and that build a strong foundation for all future learning. And it supports their parents' ability to work and become economically self-sufficient. These changes have been made in order to put more focus and budget money on preschool-age children. Many people are suffering from these changes: parents, grandparents, legal guardians, and even daycare facilities. The changes include reducing eligibility levels to qualify for the program, elimination of prorated part-time childcare, and counting income of non-parent relative caregivers like grandparents against the child's eligibilities for subsidy. The new guidelines have tightened the income requirements and separated the subsidy eligibility by age. Children 0 to 5 in a family of 2 could make a maximum of $31,460 a year. Children aged 6 to 12 in a family of 2 also can make a maximum of $20,921. That's a $10,000 drop in the income eligibility amount. Previously, the copay rates ranged from 8 to 10% of the family's monthly income depending on family size. Currently, the co-op is universally set at 10%, which is a noticeable difference for larger families. According to Child Care Resources Incorporation, these changes would take away subsidies for almost 700 Mecklenburg families. The current method used to measure was developed in the 1960s and, according to the U.S. Census, set standards of $24,000 a year per family of 4, regardless of where the family lives or accounting for inflation. The supplemental poverty measure was developed by the U.S. Census and provides a more complete picture of how families fare when compared to the current method of measuring. The SPM takes into account living costs such as medicine, housing, food, utilities, and how those costs affects disposable income. It also accounts for how government programs such as SNAP help offset those costs. In North Carolina, the Child Care Subsidy Program, Smart Start, and NC Pre-K makes up the bulk of North Carolina's state investment in early child care and learning prior to kindergarten. These programs ensure children living in low-income working families have access to high-quality child care programs. They also provide at-risk 4-year-olds with the opportunities to start school on an even playing field with their higher-income peers. With quality early child care development experiences, children are ready for school, graduate from high school, and grow into productive citizens and valuable employees. These programs are extremely important to our future. After-school programs provide a safe environment where students can receive academic enrichment, socialization, and nutritious snack every day. These programs provide much more than just supervision. Rob Thomas of the child advocacy group North Carolina Child says that child care centers make money on older children who have fewer needs and less money on infants and young children. As the change in eligibility pushes the age of enrollees down, child care centers are either closing or refusing to take younger children. Many relatives who take in grandchildren or nieces and nephews will earn too much to qualify for subsidy for after-school care. Those who can't afford full cost fees face the prospect of having the child or children put into foster care. They are also faced with many hard choices such as leaving the child home alone, pulling the child out of school, or quitting jobs and staying home. With affordable care, parents and guardians might be Without affordable care, parents and guardians might be forced to cut back their hours or find themselves unemployed. With fewer children being enrolled in childcare, providers also are also being financially impacted as well. This is personal for me because I recently lost my childcare assistance and I also work in a daycare. I have seen many families pull out of daycare because of this subsidy increase or decrease. And I also have struggled because I've now had to pay for after school care. In conclusion, my solutions to these problems are: first, simply change the qualifications back to the original state. Secondly, I think there should be a time limit set on how long a person can be on assistance without working or enrolled in a school program that has an intended goal. And thirdly, I think the state needs to better monitor who is getting assistance so that more funding can go to the children and not fraudulent people. There are many fraudulent people out there, and it hurts the honest living people like me and many, many others that I know of.